السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعين به ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. أما بعد, جزاكم الله خير, my dear brothers and sisters. Inshallah, we're going to continue our series which talks about sins and their cure, common sins and their cure. And today we're going to be introducing a new sin that is very common, unfortunately, which is الظلم, which is or transgression. What is the word transgression? What is the word ظلم? What does that entail? Okay. ظلم in the شرعي definition, in the Islamic definition, means التصرف في غير ملكك أو في ملك غيرك, that you or someone would have the authority to manage something that is not his own, or manage someone else who owns it. So meaning that you are transgression, you're going beyond your boundary to manage someone else's property, someone else's, what they own, and obviously here you're overstepping your boundaries. Okay, what are some of the examples of when we say transgression? For instance, someone eating the money of the orphan. Someone, for instance, عقوق الوالدين, that you are disrespecting your parents, that's considered to be ظلم. Cutting off ties with your relative, قطع الرحم, and that you would not pay the money that you owe, that you would steal, that you are hit someone, that you would cheat someone, that you would eat riba, you would cheat in weight, you would for instance take a bribes, for instance, that also الاختلاس or الخيانة, that you would that you would you would work against your own people, etc. All of this considered to be what? Considered to be a forms of transgression or ظلم. Okay. There are several things that talks about in our religion that says how ظلم is very bad. And here we're going to be talking about I would say 5 or 6 things. Okay. Why ظلم is considered to be bad. First of all, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "اتقوا الظلم فإن الظلم ظلمات يوم القيامة." Fear transgression, because in the hereafter is going to be, transgression is going to be multiplied. Because here is easy sometimes to get over ظلم. Because if I owe someone money, I could give it back to him. If I hurt someone, I could apologize. If I overstep my boundaries, I could take care of it now. But in the hereafter, is that going to be multiplied? So how many people, someone who transgressed against her husband, or a man transgressed against his wife, or someone who transgressed against his children, or against his neighbor, or against his parents, or against somebody he owns, or a boss against his own co-workers, and etc. So but this is something that you have to understand, that things in the hereafter, even though now it's cheap, but in the hereafter is going to be multiplied. I always remember a story where someone, a pizza man, came to someone to deliver the pizza to him. So after he gave him the pizza, the man took the pizza and he turned around, and he was joking with him, as meaning that he does not want to pay him. So he turned around and he's about to close the door. So the man who's delivering the pizza, he said, "Sir, wallahi, it's cheaper to pay me now rather than paying me later in the hereafter." And this is indeed true. It's cheaper to pay things now rather than someone in the hereafter going to be taking from your hasanat, from your good deeds, and put in his own scale of good deeds. So that's number one, is that fear transgression. You don't want to sleep at night where you have transgressed against someone, because he literally can destroy your life. And we're going to talk about bid'ah ta'ala. And that's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he told us, "Ya ibadi, inni haram," and that's the second one, that we should not make ظلم against each other. And it's an order from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that's the second point. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Hadith Qudsi, Ya ibadi, inni haramtu dhulma ala nafsi wa ja'altuhu bainakum muharrama fala tadhalamu. O my servants, I have made transgression forbidden, you know, on me, and I made it forbidden among all of you. So this is something that we have to understand, that dhulm is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have made it forbidden on himself, and he made it forbidden on all of us, because it destroys people's life. When someone eats someone else's money, or take advantage of him, or cheat him, or or humiliate him, or hurt him, all this considered to be a form of dhulm, and it really can destroy people's life. It can destroy nations. And what happened to our brothers and sisters in Palestine nowadays, this is the highest form of dhulm, because people have transgressed on them. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to free them, and get them out of this dhulm. Third thing, that punishment is coming on you, or who you zalim, no matter no matter what. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "من كان عنده مظلمة لأخيه من عرض أو شيء فليتحلله منه اليوم." Whoever have transgressed against his own brother, let him take care of it today, because in the hereafter, it's going to be, like I said, it's going to be multiplied. You know, and that's something that Allah, and actually one of the stages of the hereafter is what they call, there is a place called Al Qantara. After people cross the bridge, the great bridge over the hellfire, there is a place called Qantara. So the people, khalas, whoever fell into the hellfire fell to the hellfire. After you cross, there is a place, before you get to Jannah, there is a place called Qantara. What is that place called? What is this place? Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us, إذا خلص المؤمنون من النار, if people have freed, or they were saved from the hellfire, حبسوا بقنطرة, they are jailed in a place called قنطرة بين الجنة والنار, between Jannah and the hellfire. فيتقاسمون مظالم بينهم, then they would resolve the issues among them before they get to Jannah. So you have, before you get to Jannah, you have to be free from everything. You have to be free from everything. So there's something you have to think about, brothers and sisters. And let's get to us to the fourth point. Al-Zalimu, people who are the transgressor, no one can intercede in his behalf. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Sinfanu min ummati lan tanalahuma shafa'ati." There's two people that I will not transgress. Meaning, what does it mean that I'm going to transgress? Meaning that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not going to ask for Allah. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is not going to ask for them, for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive them. صنفان من أمتي لن تنالهم شفاعتي. Who are those two people who Allah, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is not going to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive them? إمام ظلوم غشوم, a man, a leader who is a zalim, transgressor, وكل غال مارق, and that's another type of person. So and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وما للظالمين من حميم ولا شفيع يطاع. The transgressors in the hereafter, no one is going to intercede in their behalf. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, ما للظالمين من أنصار, وما للظالمين من أنصار. No one is going to help these people who are transgressors. So it's a disastrous thing. It's a disastrous thing. So beware of this, brothers and sisters. The fifth point, the people who commit transgression is going to destroy them eventually, and in this dunya, possibly before the hereafter. How is that? Understand, brothers and sisters, that the one who you transgressed against, the person who you transgressed against, he could make dua against you, and the dua of the people that you transgress against, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept immediately. Allahu Akbar. Yes, even if he's a kafir, even if he's not non-Muslim, if you transgressed against even a non-Muslim, and he asks Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to destroy you, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will answer his dua. So fear that. And and the sixth point, الظلم ذنب لا يتركه الله. يعني الظلم Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is a sin that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would not leave. In the hadith, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, الظلم ثلاثة: ظلم لا يغفره الله، وظلم يغفره، وظلم لا يتركه. There's three types of ظلم. الظلم لا يغفره. There's a transgression that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would not forgive. Which transgression Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would not forgive? That يعني the ظلم where you are committing shirk. يعني إن الشرك لظلم عظيم. That when you are associating things with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is considered to be ظلم. When you worship or you associate something with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is considered to be ظلم. إن الشرك لظلم عظيم. This type of ظلم Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would not forgive. Second type of ظلم, ظلم يغفره. A ظلم that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would forgive. This is a ظلم between people. Someone, I transgressed against someone. If I reconcile myself with him and everything is okay, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would forgive that sin. Okay? No, I'm sorry. ظلم يغفره, the ظلم Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would forgive. It is the ظلم that when I transgress against myself, because when I commit a sin, that considered to be a ظلم against my own self. When I commit a sin, that considered to be a ظلم, a transgression against my, and this kind of ظلم Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would forgive. Sorry. Okay? The ظلم Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would not leave is the ظلم between the servants of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I transgressed against this person, when that person transgressed against me. This Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would not leave unless we reconcile with each other. And remember this, brothers and sisters. الإمام المناوري, what he said, فأكثر ما يدخل الموحدين النار مظالم العباد. This is very, 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 very important statement to think about. أكثر ما يدخل الموحدين, the number one thing that would get the people who are Muslims, monotheists, into the hellfire is the fact that they have done transgressions among themselves. This person ate this money. This person cheated this person. This one against his parents. This one he did this against this person and he'd never forgive him, and etc. So, and again, like I said, and so this is a very, very important point. The ظالم, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will punish him eventually. Prophet, يعني في الحديث Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم said, ما من ذنب أجدر أن يعجل الله لصاحبه العقوبة في الدنيا. There is no sin that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would make the punishment, would speedy his punishment more than what? More than ظلم وقطع الرحم, that you transgress against other people and you would cut off your relationship with your relation with your relatives. الرحم. Now, very quickly, inshallah, what is the cure for this? What is the cure for this? Number one, brothers and sisters, search for the person that you transgressed against. If you harmed someone, if you cheated someone, if you mistreated someone, if you ate the money of someone, if you whatever you transgression that you have done, go after him in this dunya, because he might not have forgiven you. Ask him. Maybe because you made ghiba against someone. You tarnish the reputation of someone, and that's very common among men and women nowadays. Ask him, go after him, ابحث عنه, look after him, see and so find him. And then second thing is, and the second cure, التحلل من الظالم. Ask him to forgive you. Give back the money that you owe. Free yourself. And ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Allahumma innama ana basharun fala tu'aqib. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help you, because that also takes courage for you to admit your transgression. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive you, and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give you the inability, because it takes a lot of courage for someone to do that. Otherwise, like I said, it's a spell for disaster. Allah al-musta'an. So this is something that we need to take in consideration of. Okay. Third, تعوذ بالله من الظلم. You ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect you. Prophet Muhammad said, تعوذوا بالله من الفقر والقلة والذلة وأن تظلم أو تظلم. يعني one of the hadith, one of the دعاء Prophet Muhammad said, اللهم إني أعوذ بك أن أظلم أو أظلم. يعني, or I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help me not to transgress against someone, or for someone to transgress against me. And that's a daily dua that Prophet Muhammad used to say. Maybe it's a dua actually when you leave the house. اللهم إني أعوذ بك أن أذل وأذل أو أضل وأضل أو أظلم أو أظلم أو أضل وأضل أو أظلم أو أظلم. So you ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect you from people to transgress against you, and you ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect you from transgressing against other people. Fourth, that you must have the qualities to protect you from dhulm. That you become patient, you become gentle, you don't become angry all the time, because all these things would lead you to transgress against other people. When you become gentle with people, you become patient, when you be able to hold your anger, that makes you not, يعني makes you not amenable to overstep your boundaries. Okay. First thing, brothers and sisters, if you are not a zalim, don't help others. Don't help another zalim. If some, like for instance, if you know a girl who's talking about other people, don't be with her. Don't help her. Spread her rumors and spread, يعني tarnishing the reputation of someone else. يعني in one of the hadith, من أعان على خصومة على خصومة بظلم لم يزل في سخط الله حتى ينزع. That we shouldn't be helping others in committing transgressions, because you're going to be almost like them, you know. So don't, if you're not going to be the one, don't ask others to help them with their misguidance. Okay. And also, no, last but not least, that if you are not a zalim, you are what? A just individual. You are what? A just individual. And know that when you are just, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward you. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, إن المقسطين عند الله يوم القيامة على منابر من نور. People who are just in the hereafter, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to put them in a places of light, high places of light. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would reward them immensely. And that's the reward of someone who is just, who fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who does not overstep his boundaries, and make sure that with every step in his way, in his life, he does not harm others and create issues and dramas out of nothing. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect all of us, and I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us among the people who are muqsitin, people who are just, and I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect us from dhulm and zalimin, from transgressions and transgressing against others. Jazakumullah khair. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.